Oh my god. Fucking phone, quit doing this. Jesus. There we go. Man. Okay, there we go. Cute. Cutios. There we go. And what I do with the... What I do with them? Yeah. Just put that there. What shirt is that? Oh, this? It's a Gemini Syndrome Tour shirt. When I saw them on Friday. See? Oh, where's it? Oh, right there. There it is. There's where it says it. But yeah. Oh, here's like the full design on it. Also has pretty cool shit on the back too. I don't know if you can see the like where Portland is, but I think it's like the third city down on there too. I kind of like all the logos on the back because it kind of reminds me of almost like some Led Zeppelin style, like, you know, like how they would have like the different little, so they're actually good live. Yeah, dude, they fucking rocked. Honestly, I would argue that they're better live, in my opinion. Like, I've heard, you know, a lot of their studio stuff. I've been hearing them live, and at least personally, they're better live. They're definitely, like, because I feel like there's a lot more of, like, I don't know, like, at least, like, there's more of an ability to do something. Like, hold on, my dog might be trying to make you run. What are you doing? Yeah, what are you doing? Get back in here. Where do you think you're trying to sneak off to? But I feel like there's a little bit more of, like, a flair in a sense to where there's, like, you know, a little bit more of a, like, laissez-faire-ness of being able to kind of, like, do more than just what normally would be on studio, so to speak. So if they want to, like, change up, like, a vocal style a little bit, or, you know, do something slightly different to the original, then, you know, doing it in a live performance setting, you know, works really well. Never, you know, do you ever wake up with the doggo on top of you? Kind of. I more or less wake up with him usually by my feet. You woke up with Chihuahua on your chest? Aw, that's cute. There we go, cool. Yeah, she's adorable. You have a little Chihuahua just chilling. Eat you, Cuff. Hi, buddy. What? What's up, doggo? What's up? This dog is just staring at me hardcore. As per usual. Little mutt. Can I help you? Almost made my mom buy a Flame Hot Cheetos brand makeup. What? Why is that a thing? That sounds horrible. But she didn't want to look like Trump. Y'all no shit. Also, is that what Trump uses? Does he use like Flamin' Hot Cheetos brand makeup to make himself look like the way he is? Well, at this point he probably is, because he can't afford his usual shit. Hershey brand makeup for kids. Oh my god. Talk about, like, useless fucking shit, dude. Well, funny enough, I actually, speaking of, like, I saw this video. It was a YouTube short of this dude who, like, of course, bought a bunch of Bud Light and fucking was, like, straight up fucking, like, put Tannerite in it and had, like, over, like, a mile and a half downrange, you know, had it set up where he was, like, doing some crazy long-range precision sniping on this fucking thing. Like, telling weird little jokes like, I know you don't want to drink that, you know, Bud bullet, but, you know, hey, gotta take one for the team. Shit like that. It's just so cringy, dude. Then I saw a comment, no less, being like, isn't this supporting them since you bought the beer? And it's like, no, I'm winning. And I'm just like, no, you're not. No, like, fucking Anheuser-Busch fucking, like, straight up, like, you know, won. They got your money. You know, they got your money for their profit, just like all the other yokel retarded fucking morons that, you know, decided to buy it. Like, I also proposed another idea saying, like, hey, like, unless you're doing this for satire, just so you can trigger, you know, all the, you know, snowflakes, like, you know, people who are, you know, all butthurt about Bud Light and shit. It's like, you're supporting them by buying that beer, you fucking hypocrite, or whatever the fuck. I mean, you know, yeah. To me, that would just be, you know, perfect, honestly. At that point. I know a guy blasted his foot off messing with Tannerite. Well, yeah, you know, you can fuck around with Tannerite if you know what you're doing. Like, I mean, you don't fuck around with it if you're a moron and, you know, don't know what you're doing. Which is honestly going to be most people. Like, you shouldn't really fuck around with Tannerite, honestly. Like, for the most part. Like, I mean, and the only time you should is if you have a really big, wide open area. You know, or at least, you know, a big area where, like, let's say, like a forest even. Because if there's any shrapnel, you have a bunch of trees and shrubbery that might at least, you know, help dampen some of the crazy shit flying your way that could, like, impale you or kill you. So, I mean, there's at least that as well. Like, if you notice anything about, like, videos that, you know, about people that, you know, use Tannerite for shooting videos, if you notice one thing about the people who do it safely, they're also usually behind cover. Like, you know, that's another thing, too. Find cover. Because no matter what you're shooting, especially if there's, like, a door or something like that, that's blasting that way. Like, if you shoot at it, like, a part of that blast is also going to you. It's like a whole, like, 180 degree, like, 360 blast in any direction. In, like, a little dome. So it's like, you know, as, like, you're going to be, depending on how far away you are, you're in that blast. And you don't want that. So if Tannerite, no matter what, you want to stay, you know, fairly far. Very far distance from it. What? It was someone who was in dude got caught with weed and lost all access to badass boom booms. You're telling me that like I never knew about the lore of FPS Russia. Like, I know about Kyle, dude. Like, he, you know, like, it was literally just because of weed for the most part. And from my understanding, actually, his time in prison wasn't really, like, terrible, but he did see some pretty crazy shit. He thought the food was shit. An ancient APC. It wasn't an APC. He drove a literal Sherman tank. It was just a Sherman tank. Like, that's not an armored APC. That's just straight up, like, well, maybe he did drive, like, a fucking M-track or some shit, but, like, or a half-track, but, like, I mean, the one video I remember, he drove a fucking tank. and shot a 20mm anti-aircraft gun before, and a bunch of other shit. Thought it was the APC with an M60 on top. Maybe. I mean, maybe he did that once. Like, I know he did it with a tank, and I'm pretty sure he might have done it with a half-track before. I mean, it's been a long, long fucking time since I've, seen his videos. Dog, you're a fucking vacuum cleaner, bro. You had a full bowl and eat it, and now you're savaging it up for more. God damn. Really? He does an obscure podcast now. Yeah, he's part of or at least he was. I don't know if he still is a part of PKA. Like, that was the, with, like, I think it was, like, Woody and somebody else or something like that. A bunch of other old-ass YouTubers have been around the block for a bit. Reviewing guns but not demonstrating. Well, they do more than just review guns, from my understand. It ain't just about gun reviews. Unless there's like another podcast he does too. I remember the good old days when Trump was just a dumbass TV show. But then we wouldn't get, like, the memes that we have today. We wouldn't have, like, the crazy memes, the absurdity of just politics and shit. Because, like, I mean, there's already absurdity with it as it is, but just to say fuck it and just, like, just kind of take it up a notch. Has any chance in hell with his presidential run? Oh, Cenk Uygur? No. Though, I will say this, like, I was, before I started streaming, I was, listening to Vosh's, video, reacting to him on Piers Morgan a little bit, because he was on DP. And, he was saying, and, like, Vosh said, for whatever faults Cenk has, which he has many, he thinks he's honestly generally pretty sincere with a lot about what he's saying and what he's doing to an extent. He just thinks a lot of it's just kind of more or less, for, money purposes, frankly, with him releasing his book and all that shit. So he thinks, like, that aspect of things is a little bullshit, but I think, I didn't really get too far in the video, so maybe he's mentioned it or something, I don't know, but my guess is maybe he's just, like, using this as a way to try to, like, get the message more put out there, because, I mean, even in his announcement and shit, he was kind of saying that, and, like, and I'm thinking at least with that, maybe that could probably be a little successful, at least in a sense of putting some more momentum in criticizing Biden and challenging the Democrats a little bit. I mean, so, and honestly, considering with the whole Israel incursion and shit right now, I do think there is, some possible momentum to actually do that. About how setting on constitutional restrict the office to only one group of people, but in order to amend it, you need 2/3 of all states, so good luck with that. Well, I don't really think, like, I mean, yeah, like, look, I agree that I don't really think it should, be the way it is, at least with that. I think, honestly, like, I can see it maybe, like, maybe not just, like, letting whoever the fuck run for president, but, like, if you're a naturalized citizen, and become a citizen of the country, then sure. You know, whatever. Which Jink would be. Like, you know, and I think that would be fine. As long as you're a citizen of the U.S. for, I don't know, like, 5 years or some shit, I don't know. Like, I mean, you know, we don't have to, like, have it, like, you know, super restrictive or whatever. I mean, just make it so it's just, like, you know, make it a part of the citizenship process, where it's like, hey, you know, like, once, you know, you're a citizen, like, all the same rights as citizens, including running for office and shit, and have a clean criminal record. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's basically about, you know, about where I take it. I mean, well, I don't know. The criminal record aspect, I mean, violent crimes, not drug crime. Well, the thing is, there's also a lot of different crimes that aren't necessarily drug crimes, that aren't violent, and are kind of, you know, benign. Like, if there's, like, you know, somebody that did petty theft and shit because at one point they were struggling, but then were able to get back on their feet or some shit, then, I mean, you know, there's something like that I don't know. Like, for me, I feel like there has to at least be, and this just goes across the board, you know, no matter what, really, like, you know, are they rehabilitated, or are they, you know, someone who isn't, you know, going to do those potential crimes again. Like, when it comes to, like, fraud and shit like that, fuck no. Like, that's an exception, you know, for what I'm talking about for sure. Like, I mean, if you're caught committing fraud, fuck you. You're not running for office. So, I mean, I feel like it could be a little complex in a sense of just, you know, in the virtue that I think it just kind of depends on the crime, I think. But yeah, like violent crimes, you know, white collar crimes like, you know, fraud and tax evasion and shit. He gave aid and cover to his searches on Jan 6. Well, yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, he's a fucking traitor, so. Along with every other fucking mongrel that decided to join up on that shit, so. Fucking mystery. Do we have time to watch TJ dunk on Bill Maher? I mean, I have basically like 50 minutes. Though, I mean, I really don't want to react to Bill Maher right now. I know what you're talking about. I already seen it on Abandoned Hope. And it's like, ugh. Like, I mean, it's already pretty obvious with this piece of shit. Like, of course he's gonna simp for Israel like the fucking worthless old neocon shitbag that he is. I mean, he basically... This just wants your take. I mean, I pretty much have said it in the past. Like, it's pretty much just gonna be me fucking on him. I mean, you know, just saying that he's a little rat shitbag piece of shit, out of touch old man neocon piece of fuck. You know, that, you know, wants to have the audacity to fucking, you know, think that it's anti-Semitic to criticize Israel for slaughtering children and women and shit. So Republicans finally selling a new speaker. Yes. Talked about it already yesterday. Like, I don't know where you were yesterday, but you weren't, like, around for, like, anything. So it's like, all the stuff I've already talked about was, like, from yesterday. I mean, I'm sure you probably also know about the mass shooting that happened too in Maine. Or is that something where you're going to bring up to me too? Honestly, like, this, I mean, like, that one is still kind of fucking what the fuck, because that dude is not caught yet still. I like, checked up on that, on the updates. That motherfucker, like, they have a warrant. Like, I think they confirmed that it is this Robert Card guy or whatever. And he's not caught. He's still out there probably plotting another fucking shooting or some shit, dude. It's just like... I think this might be the first official, like, mass serial shooter case. Like, I mean, I can't really think of a time where there's been someone who has done, like, I mean, I think this might be the first case of this happening. I think this is honestly the first time where some shit like this might happen, where this guy might be able to do another one and, you know, have, like, what, like 3 or 4 different, like, you know, shootings on his belt in a span of 24 fucking hours? That is fucking insane. I mean, it's like, holy shit. Like, law enforcement is really, like, slacking on this, honestly. Like, I mean, they're, like, they should be having, like, you know, like, fucking thermal drones, fucking, like, you know, patrol, like, you know, having straight up, like, patrols everywhere, honestly, for this motherfucker. I mean, like, it's a rare case where I think, you know, having, you know, like, a car on every on every fucking block is actually meritable. I mean, at least, you know, to catch the dude. Because, like, geez, just fuck. Because as long as it's out there, likely it's going to happen again. Oh, there he is. Oh. Little groany boy. Well, now he's boofing. Hey! What? YouTube won't let me see Columbine. Well, you just did there. Main mass shooter suspect still at large. Yeah, so this guy, as of like 40 minutes ago, this dude is still fucking at large. Jesus Christ, dude. I mean, how in the fuck have they not caught this guy yet? There's no way that, like, the dude just slithered out, you know, or some shit. I mean, like, if they know this dude's name, how in the fuck is he, like, if he's still at large by the time I get off work or some shit and I see an update about it and there still ain't nothing, I'm gonna just seriously, honestly, gonna literally be like, what the fuck? Like, I'm honestly gonna start indicting the law enforcement on this, too. I mean, it's like, I mean, granted, I guess they're trying, but, like, are they trying hard enough? I just hope the fuck there isn't another shooting from this guy. I seriously don't. Like, because if so, that's gonna probably confirm what I really hope not to really be the case. Because I guess he wouldn't necessarily be the first official, serial mass shooter until he does it again. But, I mean, he already is. Like, I mean, the two locations, if you look on the map, they're literally on, like, 2 opposite sides of town. So this guy, you know, did it in one spot, drove on the opposite side of town, and did it there. So it's like, I mean, dude could be anywhere in Maine. Probably won't. He probably isn't even in Maine at this point, for all we know. Heard JF got sent to a police station to do a lie detector test. Oh shit, is JF like... Oh shit, so they really do think he's a suspect now. Doing a lie detector test? Oh shit. I think they're getting close on him, dude. Oh, fuck. Speaking of law enforcement, I think they're getting close to JF, aren't they? Do you think they had a warrant for some of his shit? Do you think he, do you think he's, you know, got some of his shit searched? I honestly hope. Don't be shocked if he disappears. If he suddenly disappears, we know what happened. Like, well, I guess we could speculate two things. One, he ran away, tried to flee to Russia or some shit, or he is in jail because they suspect that he actually committed the crime and, you know, they have enough probable cause to arrest him for it. Like, I think those are going to be the two likely scenarios, and considering that law enforcement, you know, the RCMP has been kind of up his ass, you know, for the past, like, month or so, give or take, yeah, I have a feeling that one of those two scenarios is likely. And the thing is, if he ran away, like, I mean, is he gonna really be able to get far? All things considered. I think he'll go in the woods. I mean, maybe. But if he does, you know, it's only a matter of time before they find him. And the thing is he actually, like, that knowledgeable about being a survivalist? Because that little pudgy fuck literally, you know, just straight up, you know, like, that motherfucker does not know anything about survival, bro. I'm just gonna say it. He wouldn't last a fucking month in the woods. You can't resist the call to... Would you rather have a studio audience to react to every part of your life, or have a narrator voice only you can hear narrate your life? Well, isn't the narrator voice basically your internal thoughts? Wouldn't that be... I mean, the narrator voice only I could hear narrate my life. Because honestly, at that point, that's basically just my internal thought process and, like, internal monologuing or something. I mean, that wouldn't really drive me nuts. Yeah, but you know, it's different. Well, I don't really think that would be that big of a deal. I feel like I could adapt to that and be fine. Like, having, having a studio audience react to every part of my life, like, hell no. There ain't no fucking way I want that. Like, I value privacy, so I'd rather have just a narrator narrate my whole life internally. Because I feel like that, you know, could just... If anything, I could use that to, like, you know, amp myself up. Like, you know, if I'm in the mood, you know, and I'm with somebody, and I'm just like, oh, yeah, you know, we're kind of getting into that narration voice, so I'm... And as he, Ignar gets more deeper and flexes more profusely within. And it's just like, yeah, that's right. Like, maybe it might just, like, amp me up a little bit. Who knows? It might give me a sense of confidence sometimes, depending on what's going on. So it's just like, I don't know. Like, I actually might dig that. So it's like, I mean, I don't know, you're kind of like giving me like something I would vehemently hate and be tortured with versus something that I might actually adapt to and be cool with. So, I mean, I think the answer is still self-explanatory to me. I'd rather have the narrator in my head. It has to be a Morgan Freeman voice too. For the 50th time today, Ignar jerks his meat stick. Well, luckily, I'm not that excessive. I mean, if you want the honest truth, it's like twice. It's like maybe 2 times a day at most. So, like, I mean, I'm just saying, if you really want the honest truth about that, it's literally 2 at maximum at a day. There you go. And that's not the average. The average, honestly, isn't really at all. It's more like every other day or some shit, so there you go. I'm not like some hyper fucking horn dog or some shit. I mean, goddamn. I'm a sexual positive person, but I mean, shit. I mean, still. Got standards here. Studio audience going, oh! No, it's not just, oh! It's like, oh, whoa! Yeah, woo! You know, and then you got someone literally like, woo, woo, woo! Like, literally someone in doing that in the background. Told Zuzu to hush. Mama's sleeping, oh, so now you want Sukkot to shut up? What? Oh, he's awake. Here. Did not watch Terror. Pretty much all of it, but I haven't gotten to the finals yet. I fell asleep before the finals happened, so don't tell me about that yet. I think Arthur the Clown got further than he should have. You really thought so? Nah. Honestly, I was surprised that the Warlock made it as far as he did. Dude, the Warlock honestly did Freddy dirty, bro. Like, Freddy got done dirty that tournament. I legit felt bad for, like, Freddy for once. It's like, damn, poor Freddy, dude. He got fucked. Even in the dream world, dude, the Warlock still marked his ass. It's like, damn. And you know what? I understand, though. I can kind of get it, but it's like, shit, dude. Freddy got fingered. Yeah, Freddy got fingered, bro. He got fingered, even in the dream world. Oof. Karaoke bar money now. And weed money. Yeah, stuff that right in there. Actually, I'm gonna stuff it in my pocket. Oh. That's where I put that. The only thing I don't like about fall is the weather fluctuation where you have to debate whether to wear a jacket because it's warm now or it's going to be cold later. Dude, I feel you. Like, I woke up because it was cloudy and kind of cold, so I wore a bunch of jackets and I went up to go grab my check from work and walk my dog for a minute. And it was pretty warm. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I started, like, sweating when I came back. I was like, God damn it. So I took everything off and now I'm cold again, so now I'm just wearing this and now I'm fine. So I guess I'm just going to wear this today until later tonight, maybe. Watched Warlock last night. Nice. Nice. What's this? Friend Harley just sent me a pic. I know you guys ain't smokers, but check this out. One of the vendors at my work gave me this as a free sample. Have I seen it, Warlock? I have not. I need to watch it myself, too. Moonshine Limited Edition cigarillos? Cherry pie? You know, I'm not a smoker, but, dude, if I was, like, you know, at a poker table or some shit, dude, I would honestly low-key smoke one of those. I mean, I would kind of like, you know, like, puff on that, like, to taste. Not actually to smoke it, but just, like, to kind of taste it. Like a cigar or some shit. Like, that actually don't look that terrible. But, I mean, I could just only imagine, like, the 8 gajillion chemicals that are probably in that. That's why I would only, like... So is that, get that, there we go. Is that tournament part 2 tonight? It's Friday. Yeah, that's Friday. Which I will admit, I'm probably going to, miss, most of that because of work, and then, you know, because of karaoke night, too. which my friend Tyler might join on me. So I think I might stream a karaoke bar night that night, you know, because my friend Tyler might be there. So you can see how he performs. But I don't think we've confirmed that yet. Like, he's murmured about, you know, joining me after doing some pumpkin carvings, because he lives around the corner from, you know, the bar anyway. But I can't say blunt rap. YouTube censorship is weird. Yeah, you could apparently say it, you know, like, on its own. I guess if, I don't know why YouTube is like that, dude. I just wish that it'll just let content creators or, like, you know, people moderate their chats the way they want. Because, you know what's funny? They do have that as an option, but they, like, artificially, like, have their own set of rules outside of that. It's like, let me do that myself, bitch. Because I honestly would have, you know, some words, you know, like, censored or whatever, but, like, it wouldn't be that many. It would just only be, like, a couple of them. You know, like, the N-word or some shit. You know, just words like that. And even then, there'll only be, like, 3 of them or some shit. I hope the Thing shows up as Ghostface in a fight versus Jason. That'd be interesting. Thing versus Jason, who wins? The Thing. I mean, I just don't see how Jason would beat the Thing. It's the fucking Thing, dude. Like, unless the Thing basically is incinerated with fire, there isn't really a way for anything to really beat that. I feel like, honestly, if the Thing is in that tournament, like, that motherfucker's gonna, like, go all the way to the end for the most part. Unless he gets, you know, matched up with someone that can, like, incinerate the shit out of it. And also, the thing is, this motherfucker can, like, split, too. Jason is a tank. But as soon as, like, the Thing, you know, nabs onto him, I don't think the Thing can affect him. Well, why not? I mean, like, honestly, why not? I mean, the Thing, all it needs is, like, you know, enough genetic material and shit like that to essentially harness, you know, like, what that being is and to control it and shit. Like, it's like an organic board creature of a sort. Like, I mean, it's not exactly, like, I don't know, like, yeah, Jason's a tank. It's probably gonna take a while for him to die by the Thing, but once he's, like, nabbed by that son of a bitch, it's over. It's Jover, bro. I don't know. I mean, like, I can see at least, you know, Jason putting up a fucking fight for sure. Probably even fucking Thing up a little bit. But, like, I don't see him winning. A disinterest in dead creatures. Well, okay, if that's the case, then the Thing wouldn't even really bother with Jason at that point. But the thing is, like, if he's an undead Thing, then obviously there's at least enough living about it to where the Thing is gonna have to at least, you know, yeah, like, take interest. Thing is an amiibo. Yeah, it's like an amiibo-like thing. I think amiibo's like, what, like a multi-celled amoebic organism or something? While amoeba's technically a single-celled one, I think, yeah. But yeah, it's basically like an amoebic-style, like, creature. Like, I mean, it could, I don't know, like, I feel like we'll just have to kind of really honestly let the, you know, kind of guys hash that one out. Like, because, at least for me, like, I kind of feel like, unless there's, like, I feel like they're gonna have some preset rules for the Thing. I'm just thinking about the Thing as it is, you know, like, so I don't know. Thing versus T-800, can a Thing affect the flesh of the Terminator? You know, Now, this is actually a better one. Yeah, I agree with this. I would say that maybe it could infect the flesh on the Terminator, but the Terminator is its own, like, separate robotic mechanical, you know, machine, though. It's still a machine, even though the flesh on it is organic. So the Terminator can literally just rip it off, and the Thing would absorb all that organic flesh. It's synthetic. Well, it's... I don't know, like, yeah, I guess, sure, but there's still a level of, like, there's still a sense of it being organic. So, I don't know, like, I mean, if it came down to if the Thing can affect it, or at least the flesh on it, then the Terminator will just rip it right off. And plus, the Terminator, depending if it has weapons or not, you know, could have a flamethrower, and that would definitely seal the deal. I feel like that would, like, unless the Terminator has, like, you know, access to weapons, you know, or depending where the location's set and shit like that. I mean, I feel like it's either a stalemate or, and, like, you know, so, I don't know. When the human flesh is damaged and it's still gunning for Sarah Connor. Well, yeah, because the human flesh part is just meant to be an aesthetic. It's only there to, you know, have the Terminators, you know, hide within humans. That's the main reason why. Like, it's not really there for any true purpose outside of espionage, essentially, and blending in. So, I mean, you know, like, outside of that, like, there isn't really any, you know, use for it. In the new games, the flesh is harvested from humans. In the comics, it's synthetic. Yeah, I mean, I guess yeah, I suppose that does depend, which I'm sure the guys would argue that too, because I think they said the Terminator might be in the Terminator Terror on Friday, which I hope so. Because I definitely think that, like, that I really honestly think that might go either way, because I feel like the thing could just, like, yeah, I don't know, like, you know, kind of wear it down enough, but it's a machine, too, so it's like I mean, and the thing is, unless that has weapons, I mean, I don't think it has any real ability to kill the thing. So it's either a draw, or, unless Terminator has access to weapons, or depending on where the location's set, you know, I think Terminator might win. So I guess, you know, to the brass tacks, Terminator, but, I mean, but if it has access to his weapons, then definitely the Terminator. I mean, for sure. But I think just out of sheer attrition, I think the Terminator might win. Because it doesn't really need to, like, recharge or anything like that. It's just, like, an unending machine. Like, that just doesn't stop. So, unless you utterly destroy it, which I don't know if the thing would be able to necessarily do that. I mean, maybe, but I don't, like, I don't know. Background, Wasteland, Future War. Well, okay, I mean, but that doesn't necessarily mean, like, it would have weapons or access to certain things. Well, I mean, I suppose, like, you know, the Terminator could locate a, you know, resistance weapon stash and, you know, acquire weapons that way, like a flamethrower or, you know, or some sort of incendiary device. How does it deal virtually indestructible? Keep in mind, this thing was blown up, crushed in the sequel. It had to lavicide itself. Yeah. I mean, that's what I mean. That's why I think it's a draw. If the Terminator doesn't have any weapons and it's just left with its own Terminator self, like, I think it would just be a war of attrition where Terminator would eventually win at some point. But, like, for the more immediate battle, it would just be a draw, I think. Because the thing can't really kill it outside of absorb the flesh part of it, but that doesn't kill the Terminator. And that's even implying if it even has that part in the first place. And if not, then the thing's not going to show an interest outside of self-defense because the Terminator's trying to destroy it. The Terminator could tame the thing used as an attack dog. Maybe, if it was programmed to try to do that. Because the thing isn't interested in machines. Well, I think it would. That's why I feel like we would have to at least have the Terminator have flesh on it for at least the thing to have an interest in the Terminator. So I think we'll have to at least grant it that. But I think once it realizes it has, like, you know, the synthetic, you know, organic flesh instead, I think it will just start showing a disinterest outside of just get this thing away from me. You know, so I can, you know, continue to spread myself around with other organic beings, you know, because, like, at that point, there isn't really much interest, you know, that it would have, so, you know, now that I'm really starting to think about it, like, unless you, like, pit it up against, like, an organic, like, living person or demon creature, like, unless you pit it up against something like that, like, I mean, the thing doesn't really have, like, much of a reason to even win, necessarily, unless it, like, has some sort of, like, just gut instinct or some shit to just, like, attack, you know, whatever it's pitted up against. Which I'm sure, honestly, the guys are gonna grant, you know, when the thing's matched up. I don't. Did they say that they were gonna add the thing into the whole tournament? I mean, because I personally would, because I feel like it would at least certainly be a competitor. Because I think I remember them saying something about it. At least when they were doing their gauntlet on Tuesday. I think they did say a thing might appear disguised. Oh, yeah, that's right. I think, yeah, if I remember, I think one of the stipulations is that they're going to have the thing, you know, or I don't think it's a disguise. I think it's a role. Kind of like how Freddy had the Dream World role for, you know, like, I think the idea is that, like, you know, if it gets like 10 or above, then it's disguised, you know, and thus can have at least some of the powers, you know, that it's disguised, you know, as, you know, if it comes to the monster. And if not, then it's just a regular thing. I think they're going to add that as a stipulation. Darth Vader would be a great horror villain in a movie or game where he's the only Force user. Yeah. Well, he kind of was in Rogue One. Like, a lot of people think fondly of that movie because of just the scene with Vader in it in the end. And also, like, the space battle. Like, a lot of people, you know, kind of look more fondly in that movie because of the space battle and the Vader scene. Mostly the Vader scene, though. Because, honestly, that Vader scene is genuinely like, oh, fuck. Like, even I was like, oh, shit, dude. I was like, dude, that is fucking ominous. Because the way he just shows up on screen and then you just see those soldiers, like, just like, oh, no. Because you just know they're dead. They're just like, fuck it, let's just fuck it, we gotta try. It's like, I mean, it was actually a genuine moment of just like, holy shit, like, this is actual kind of like horror right here, honestly. Like, it honestly was like a very short moment of like horror, you know, in that movie. And I was like, and it worked so well. And I was like, god damn, this is awesome. It's honestly why I like Rogue One. Like, I mean, it's not... I mean, for what the Disney Star Wars movies are, it's good. I mean, for all the Star Wars movies, it's more of a mid. You know, I think it's at least on par for, you know, I don't know, like Revenge of the Sith or something like that. Definitely, it's good. You know, it's got some issues and stuff here and there, but it's good. It's solid. You know, and that's kind of how I feel about it. And unfortunately for Disney movies, at least for Star Wars, that is excellent. Which is pathetic. I mean, because still... I mean, it's just like one of those things, like, how do you fuck up the franchise so bad where this movie is actually the one that's kind of good? All Vader was surrounded by was fear and dead men. Pretty much. Sukov, what is your deal today? Why are you being a boof boof? Hey! Last Jedi have potential to be good, but they shit the bed. Well, Disney shat the bed because they had J.J. Abrams do the first... Like, he was initially supposed to do all 3 movies. And then for some reason, they ditched him and had Rian Johnson come in for the second movie. And he basically changed, like, so much and pretty much damn near everything that J.J. established and fucked it up. And then basically, you know, they brought J.J. back for the last movie, and he was just like... What the fuck happened? This is horrible. And just basically just said, you know what, fuck it, I'll salvage what I can and then just, you know, just kind of like wing it for the rest of it. And that's why honestly it was so horrible. Frankly, if like just want to do the original trilogy again, yeah, basically. But the thing is, at least you could kind of like see him, you know, like having, you know, if he was in control for every fucking movie in that trilogy for the sequels, I think honestly it would be nowhere near as bad as it was. Because, I mean, The Force Awakens is honestly the only one where I thought, it's okay. I mean, it's basically just like a rehash of, you know, like, of the original trilogy, but it's like, man, what the fuck? Try to do something different, that's why I kind of like it. Well... If that was the case, then maybe they should have just had Rian Johnson do all 3 of the fucking movies. Like, that's what they should have done. Either, if they really thought Rian Johnson was a better fit and had him do the rest of the films, like that was the initial plan when they put him in there, then have him there for the whole fucking thing. Dude, what the fuck? Shut up! It's either like, you know, have JJ for all three or make Ryan for all three. And you know what? Because then at least, you know, Ryan can have his own personal, like, you know, idea about where to go with it and not fuck up, like, an already, you know, established premise for an arc. Because that's what, you know, Abrams did, and Ryan just fucking kind of shat the bed with it. Like, thing is, he could have done something different and continued with the same, like, kind of basic premise for the arc and done some different shit. Like, I mean, that's not even what I'm dogging on. It's that he just, like, basically ripped it apart, and it's like, I'm doing my own thing now. I mean, that's kind of the issue. Instead of looking at it and being like, hey, you know, I kind of want to revise these here a little bit, so it at least kind of stands out and has a little bit of a difference. I kind of like this, but let me revise it so it has a twist over here instead a little bit, which will add on as foreshadowing for a scene that I know is over here. Ah, there's that scene. Yeah, we'll twist it up right here a little bit. You know, instead of adding tweaks and edges a little bit to the whole basic idea, like I said, he just burnt it, put it in the fire pit. All right, we're doing our own thing, bitch. It's like, I mean, that's honestly why it was so shitty. It's so fucking horrible, and honestly, at that point, irredeemable. I don't inherently, you know, like, you know, say fuck Ryan for it entirely, but, I mean, kind of, though. It's desperate to redeem sequels like Dave Filoni managed to do with the prequels. Yeah. They should have, you know, honestly, Ryan should have taken notes, you know, from that a little bit. And JJ, too, especially. Somehow, Palpatine returned. Unironic quote in the movie. Just somehow he returned. Not only did he basically get vaporized, you know, after falling down like an insane pit in the rebuilt Death Star, or being under construction Death Star to be determined in finished completion, and then, like, fucking, like, explodes into, like, a ball of electric static everything, and then fucking, like, the Death Star explodes and yeets itself into oblivion because, you know, the rebels saved the day again, and then fucking, like, all the rubble and shit just, like, crashes into Endor and the moons and shit, and yet somehow Palpatine just returns and is still alive. Fuck off with that shit. Even in the scene, you could tell the actor's name, I forgot his name, but, like, literally he's like, somehow Palpatine returned. Like, he said it with, like, such, like, disappointment and just such, like, I can't believe I'm saying this. Like, but still, but you know what? I have to get paid, so I have to at least pretend I'm acting here. It's like, I almost felt like that was just, like, a moment of, like, a third wall break. Or a fourth wall break, honestly. Can you shut the fuck up? What is wrong with you? Why do you keep boofing? You are a boof monster today. No. Don't you dare. Yeah, Palpatine returning literally dismisses and basically just means that Anakin's sacrifice meant fucking nothing. So all that impact and all that, like, meaning behind, like, you know, Luke turning his father back to the light side and all that, it meant dick. It meant nothing. And it's like, what the fuck? I mean, like, it's, man, and the main reason why is because, you know, Ryan killed Snoke off. Because the whole idea was, like, Snoke was supposed to be, like, the other dude, basically. Like, the next Palpatine, so to speak. But then they just, like, kill him immediately. Dude, like, this weird, like, almost, like, romance plot fucking thing? I don't even know. With Kylo and fucking Rey or some shit. Yeah, it's still cheap, but considering they're actual clones and people could be frozen, at least it would be more believable. Yeah. It's like, we discovered that, you know, there was a secret facility in Kamino, and, you know, like, and we found evidence that Palpatine, you know, was cloned. And one of his clones is probably here. Rose Force potential can't be cloned. Well, dude, this is Palpatine we're talking about, though. I mean, with Palpatine, I mean, the dude's like a fucking uber Sith Lord, you know what I mean? Like, so, I don't know, he could probably have Force powers to, in a sense, you know, that's a George Lucas quote. Well, considering Disney butchered, you know, George Lucas's, like, Star Wars universe, I mean, we're just granting the Disney version of this. Which, I mean, would establish that, yeah, I guess they could at that point. But, I mean, you know, we're just trying to, like, you know, like, look, at the end of the day, obviously, yes. I mean, they can't. But, you know, we're talking about what can at least be believable for Palpatine returning. And, you know, him, like, you know, somehow making, you know, his clones have Force abilities and shit to ensure that he could come back and some shit. I never explained why the cloning worked. Well, okay, so yeah, in Force Unleashed 2, they already kind of established it a little bit. And honestly, never explained. Well, the thing is, my guess is that, like, you know, if someone's a strong enough Force user, maybe they can, like, you know, use the Force to, like, grant someone Force powers or, like, you know, open them to that. I mean, it would take a lot of their ability, you know, in the Force to do it, but I would imagine that's a possibility. I'm just taking a guess. I mean, obviously, because there's nothing established about it, but if I were to establish that as canon, that would be it. Like how, you know, some people can use their Force abilities, you know, to the point where it could kill them. You know, I think it could be something like that if not done carefully. Could literally possess people like ghosts have to die if they do the ritual correctly. Which I can see maybe Palpatine doing that before, you know, like at some point, you know, like, but the thing is, like, I mean, I'm assuming the idea is that they would be, you know, dead, you know, by that point in order to possess them. But I don't know. I mean, again, it's just trying to explain Disney's fuck up. Either way, it doesn't necessarily totally make sense. Doggo. It's clearly just a tiny dog. Oh, look at this kitty. Wait, is there noise? Did that cat just bark? A little bark. A little kitten bark. Sounds more like a... Doing this friend after he figured out she was gonna wait for him to die. While it didn't work, the artist Anna sometimes would hear her master voice and have a twitch in her hands forever after. Huh. So there was a possibility where it probably at least worked to some extent. Daisy. So I'm debate whether it worked or not. After all, if it does work, you're not gonna announce it, open it. Openly, yeah. Yeah, obviously. But the thing is, like, I was, like, I mean, if there was, like, kind of, like, hearing the, you know, his voice and all that shit, I mean, I would assume there's at least, you know, some element. But hey, I was a man, but now I transfer my mind into a female. Let's check the boobas. I mean, I kind of feel like even for a straight dude, like every dude, like, I mean, to kind of change the convo a little bit, I feel like every dude at least has that thought once. Where it's like, man, like I wish I could be a woman sometimes, because then I could just have boobas to look at all day. Or some shit. I mean, you know, and honestly, like, I mean, like, I don't even know if that means, like, you know, some sort of implicit, like, you know, more, like, kind of neutrality of, like, you know, gender or some shit that people just don't want to admit themselves, and it's kind of, like, unintentional, like, admission of, like, yeah, you know, who cares about gender or whatever type of thing without even realizing it or what. Like, cause, I mean, I've obviously had those thoughts too, but the thing is, I just, you know, it's cause, like, you know, either way, I'd be fine with myself regardless, cause, like, I mean, you know, cause honestly, at a certain point, you would get bored. You were like, alright, I played around with them enough, whatever. You know, eventually you'll just get bored and used to them being there. I totally play my own titties. Well, yeah, but like I was saying, eventually you probably just get bored and used to them being there. The redemption of Anka wasn't even that good. He murdered children, had entire plants destroyed, saving his son once to make up for that. Yeah, I kind of agree. Like, he also, like, genocided an entire village of people. So, yeah, this is, you know, with, like, the Tuscan Raiders and shit. The women. And the children, too. I killed them all! It's like, oh shit. Eventually left outsuited by swapping bodies every couple hundred years. Damn. Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, you know, thinking about, like, the whole, quote, redemption arc, you know, for Anakin, yeah, it really isn't that great to begin with. But, I mean, I feel like what would make up more for it is, like, I guess if he wasn't dead, was able to at least, like, have a moment, you know, and, you know, for a period of time to be able to kind of, you know, have a better redemption arc. Because, like, there is, like, theories of what, like, you know, Anakin in his, like, Vader suit would look like if he was on the light side. And some of the concept art actually does look kind of cool. Like, he wouldn't necessarily have his, like, full, like, you know, helmet and shit. Oh, yeah, Rose actually sent a video on it, yeah. Yeah, Rose knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. Where, yeah, he doesn't have, like, the full helmet, but, you know, like, he still kind of has, like, the respirator and everything else and shit. He'll be charged with war crimes instantly. Well, yeah, probably. But the thing is, I think, you know, it'll probably grant him an ability, or at least a chance to redeem himself, if he at least, you know, continues with the path.
Hello.
Oh! Oh, I see what you did. It's the BP oil dude for South Park. We're sorry. I see what you did.
Tony Hayward, President and CEO of BP. Our accidental drilling spill again in the Gulf is a tragedy that should have never happened. And to all those affected, I want to say, we are deeply sorry. We're sorry.
Sorry. We are sorry. Oh, did I mention that we are sorry? Oh my goodness, God, I love it. Man, that's always gonna be a classic. What's this? We got how? Oh shit. Yeah, this is like one concept I've seen before, actually. Though, I mean, the more common concept art I've seen before doesn't have him all like decked out with his regular suit, but just in white. Like, you know, usually doesn't have like the full-on like head armor and shit like that. The other version. I'm not really feeling this one as much, to be honest. I mean, it looks cool, but I don't really see this as like a light side Vader. I see this as more of like some sort of like obscure, you know, like Jedi, you know, like rogue or something, where, you know, they kind of like work with like some sort of like, you know, like obscure rebel group or some shit, you know, maybe not like with the actual rebels, but like, you know, kind of like on their own faction, so to speak. I kind of see that a little bit. Battle damage redeem Vader. Well, I mean, considering that, you know, like, you got fucked up by Palpatine a little bit, I imagine there'll at least be some battle damage. We still have his accident. Well, I guess honestly the accident kills him, because the whole idea is that his suit is, you know, will actually like overcharge if it gets electrocuted. Because that's like Palpatine's main thing, is lightning electrocuting people. So, like, the whole idea is, like, you know, with Vader at least, like, I mean, you know, like, the whole point is that, like, that is supposed to keep him alive, and, you know, if you use lightning or electrocution, that kind of overcharges it and stunts him or potentially weakens and kills him. So when he lifted Palpatine up while he was lightning Luke and shit and threw him off over the ledge, that technically was like a death blow to him. That's why it's like... That's why he's doing that at that point, because he got, like, basically cooked. He pretty much got, like, charred and cooked from the inside out and outside in and everything. If you think about it. He pretty much, like, utterly tortured himself and cooked himself alive, if you think about it, which is actually pretty fucking brutal. It's like, damn. Oh yeah, you bitches a fish. Oh shit, dude, what's this? Stuffed dummy prop? Oh my god, what the fuck? Dude, what the hell? What is this thing? What the fuck? That is so creepy, dude. Dude, what? Oh my god. I would have relationships with that dummy. I will get the squirt bottle, Venom. I'm gonna get the fucking squirt bottle, you weirdo. I don't think it's 6L, but that doesn't mean it can't be. Rose, you too? Okay, alright, I'm getting a spray bottle. I'm dual wielding some spray bottles here. I'm gonna dual wield some spray bottles. I'm spraying both of you. No. It's for you, Eggnog. Merry Christmas. Hey, it's a little early for that, wouldn't you think? We're not even at Halloween yet. Are you letting the Christmas, you know, brain, you know, like, are you letting the Christmas parasite infect you? I'm gonna have to, you know, re-educate you, sir. Rose, I'm gonna have to send you to the re-education camp. You have lost 500 social credit points. Happy Hanukkah? Okay, now we're really gonna re-educate you. That birthday? Depending on your perception on that, you're either way too late for that or you're way, way, way too fucking early. Gonna make brownies for Halloween. Are they gonna be special brownies? Gonna do meth for Halloween. Oh my god, of course. Well, I guess your mom wouldn't be there to fucking stop you, so I can't stop you, even though I probably should. But whatever. Methylene. You know, that kind of sounds like a fucking, like, punk album or something. It sounds like, you know, some garage punk band would name an album. Methylene. I had a vanilla protein smoothie and vanilla ice cream at Oreos. It was awesome. Man, you're gonna want to. You're starting to get me into these fucking like smoothies. It's like, god damn it, stop it. I had sexual relations. Oh Jesus Christ. Why? Venom, why? Why must like everything be about sexual relations if you sir? And blueberries. Ooh, blueberries are awesome. Always love me some good old blueberries. Blueberry oil vanilla ice cream shake. That sounds pretty good though. Probably won't eat. Oh my god, Venom, dude. Jesus Christ. You're acting like it's gonna literally be the end of the world because she's gonna be like fucking like gone for like a fucking like week, dude. You're gonna be just fine. Like, holy strombolis, my dude. My goodness. You'll live. You'll be fine. It's not that hard to fucking boil up some ramen and put seasoning in it and eat it. Like, it could... It's like the most easiest thing to make. Outside of, like, microwaving something. Like, oh my goodness. Just gonna eat an entire pack of raw ramen on stream. Oh my god. The shakes you gave, but they're all a bunch of turf savages, so who cares what they think? Yeah. Yeah, I say if you add ice cream to it, it becomes a shake. At least IMO. Here, do a little time check. It's after 3. A minute or 2 after 3. Cute. I think y'all know what that means. It is time to go to work, for it be my Monday. Call in and call out. Like, I wouldn't work at this point. So, and no, I like, you know, having an income, thank you. Anyway, but I shall cut it good for now. Of course, be back once I get off work and all that fun shit. So, be said, and of course,